Today on Eagle Nation News, Grant Johnson and Annika Henke recap last Friday's Pink Out Pep Rally.
June Brown gives us more information about a clothing line started up by one of our very own students.
And finally, Jackson Moss brings back Fast Forecast. What could be the cause of the recent storms?
Eagle Nation News starts right now.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Monday, October 15th. I'm Cameron Silva.
I'm Christina Folsom.
And I'm Goyongo.
Now, as you can see, I'm joined here by two anchors that I'm not normally with.
Yeah, Goel's in news today on the couch with us.
Yeah, it's a little different pace from game time, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
And Tyler, number 4 in our class, had to visit a college today, so I'm here filling in his place.
Now let's take a look at today's top stories. Christina?
Thank you, Cameron. 4 men were shot and killed yesterday at the birthday party of a 1-year-old. According to sources, a fight broke out between 2 families and escalated to a fatal point. 2 of the suspects have been arrested.
Thank you, Christina. Saudi Arabian journalist Jamal Khashoggi recently went missing during a visit to the consulate on October 2nd. There is still no word on what has happened to him, and officials are bringing up the possibility that he was murdered or kidnapped while visiting the consulate, as he was critical on Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Thank you, Goel. Now we send it over to Grant Johnson and Annika Henke, who recapped last week's Pink Out Pep Rally. Thank you, Grant and Annika. Fashion, clothing, and style are pretty prominent in high school, but not typically created by the student him or herself. Coming up next, June Brown highlights a Prosper student who does just that. Now we send it over to Jackson Moss with your Fast Forecast.
This morning we stepped outside, you might have noticed that temperatures were dropping, and that's because a cold front pushed through last night, bringing rainfall and stormy weather. These are the coldest temperatures we've seen since last February. So make sure to bring a jacket and bundle up this winter because it's going to be a cold one. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Jackson Moss. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thank you, Jackson. As you look around the high school, there are different ranges of the types of clothing that people wear when it comes to brand and style. But what if one of the students' clothing was made by another student? Cameron Lane did just that by creating his own clothing line. June Brown reports on how his aspirations in fashion design led to a success.
For most high school students, it can be hard to manage work in their classes and a job at the same time. Outside school, Cameron Lane, a student, finds time to practice his passion and hope to make it a career.
What made me want to start a fashion brand is when I was younger, I've always thought entrepreneurial, and whenever I would just go to stores with my mom and stuff like that, I would draw inspiration, and so I wanted my own brand in stores to represent me and my style. How I got started on my brand is my grandma had bought me my very first sewing machine for Christmas. I was taking Fashion 1, and then my Fashion 1 teacher thought it would be a great idea for me to be in the fashion show. And one thing led to another, and here I am today with my own brand. How I balance out my schoolwork and my brand is, well, my mom always taught me to prioritize what comes the most important, and my brand is the most important to me. And so any time between school and work, that's when I work on my brand. I wanted my brand to represent me, so of course I made my brand name my name, but I shortened my first name to match the same amount of letters in my last name, and then I put the X in there for decoration, and then That's how I came up with my brand name. My advice for anyone who wants to start something similar or even start a fashion brand is just to start somewhere. It's not going to be perfect the first time. You just have to start somewhere so that you can build off those mistakes that you make and just build as a person and a brand. Go ahead, check me and my brand out at my website, www.cameronlane.com.
Report from Eagle Nation News, I'm June Brown. Prosper.
Thank you, June. Next up, Madison Wells covers the Student 2018 Council. Stay tuned.
Student Council elections will be next Tuesday, October 16th and Wednesday, October 17th. Red Ribbon Week will be Monday, October 29th through Friday, November 2nd. If you have not yet received your picture proofs or student ID, please pick them up from Ms. Hamlin. Stuff the Bus will begin November 5th and run through November 8th.
Now we send it over to Madison Wells with your Eagle Update.
Thank you, Christina. I'm Madison Wells with your Eagle Update. If you look around the high school, you might see posters, stickers, t-shirts, and more promoting your fellow classmates. This is because of one school-wide event, Student Council elections. Although Student Council's large body will not be announced until November, STUCO officer elections are this Tuesday and Wednesday. Each class will vote in 4 officers to represent them throughout the year. You can vote for your choice of president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. Voting will end Wednesday after school, so make sure you place your vote in fast by using the web address prosper.votingforschools.com. Well, that's all I have for you today, so make sure you follow us on Twitter at Eagle Nation News and check our website, eaglenation.net, to watch previous episodes. Back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Madison. Now let's take a look at the meeting schedule for the week. Engineering Club meets Thursday at 4 o'clock in room 1262. Now take a look at the rest of the meeting schedule for that day.
Well, that's going to do it for our show today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Goal Yongo.
I'm Christina Folsom.
And I'm Cameron Silva. Live long and prosper.
Them are on Thursday, so it's like the meeting.